Well, hey friends, time for another fun day of art. I'm Mr. Tyler, and with me is my beautiful daughter,
Jane.
Jane. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, so you ready to do some art today?
Yeah.
We are studying our next Meet the Master. Do you know what his name is? First name is Edgar
Edgar
Degas.
Edgar Degas.
But it's spelled interesting. It looks kind of like Degas. But Edgar was from France, and he loved to go to Paris and go to places like the Opera House and the racetrack, and he would sketch all these drawings of ballerinas and horses and different things. And the thing that he would do is he would take a small little sketchbook and he would quickly sketch out a nice picture, flowers or bows or a dancer. And then what he would do is he would use this grid. He would put grids on his sketchbook, and then you could go home and you could put that onto a nice big piece of canvas. And so it was a way to do a quick sketch, and you can actually do this at home. It's a really nice way. If you have a picture and you just draw some lines over the picture, then what we're going to practice today is how to use that technique to make your own work of art. So you excited? So Jane has this her fancy camera, so you're going to get to see her drawing through this. So we don't want to move that too much. But here's what we're going to do. So you should have on your worksheet your bow, right? And we'll put that here for you. They'll be able to see. So the bow here that you're going to use, and what we're going to do is we're going to take, so we need that. We need our yellow piece of paper. The black piece of paper is for mounting it later, and the glue, so we can put those aside for now. You're going to start with a regular pencil and draw kind of lightly in case you make any mistakes or you want to change it up. And then you're also going to want a black colored pencil. After we draw once with our regular pencil, we'll go back through with a black colored pencil. You're going to need some chalk. This is for a little bit later, but so if you have nice colored pieces of chalk and some tissue. And we're going to do a technique called dusting, where we dust on the color for our bow. Yeah, it's going to be great. So we'll save those for later. So let's get started. And with that, you'll need just any kind of scratch paper. So we'll get to that. So Jane, take your yellow piece of paper first. You have it? So here's what we want to make 4 quadrants out of this piece of paper. And the easiest way that I know how to do that is with folding. So Jane, take your yellow piece of paper, and what would you call this? You're holding it long ways, right?
Yeah.
And let's fold the top down to the bottom as nice and neat as you can. Straight to the bottom, and make a fold, a crease right in the middle of your page. Good. Now keep it there, and from the left to the right, fold it over like a book now. Fold it over as nice and neat as you can. Line up all the edges and make another crease. Good job. Okay, now let's unfold it all the way. Just kind of flatten it out. Excellent. So this is so you just have 4 quadrants. So now you have all your creases. And let's put your bow back up here just so everyone can see for a little bit. So let's start. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to look at the lines of these bows. It's a pretty simple bow, and then we'll color it in a little bit later. And so we're going to see these numbers here, Jane? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So let's draw our bow in that order with the quadrants on our page here. Does that make sense? So we're going to put ours right here so we can look at it. So put your bow somewhere where you can watch, and then we're going to be using these quadrants. So find your first quadrant, top left, that's right. And then, so see where, kind of notice where the curves go and where it lands on each part of your square there. So I see the little knot of the bow is like right in the middle, you know. So try your best to put all the lines that you see in quadrant one there. So let's try that first. And notice how it goes almost all the way to the corner. So make yours go as far to the edge of your square as you can. It's a big old bow, comes down. That's great. Yeah, that's really good, Gene. That's right. Yeah, follow that curve all the way up. Excellent. Anything else?
Yeah.
Very nice. That's right. Yeah, that looks great. So keep doing that. So now what we're going to do, let's go over to number 2. So the top right. Now this one, now that we've already done one, let's make sure that any part that touches with number 1, we start at the same spot and try to do the same thing. So let's draw that knot over there. Very nice, Jane. This is a trick I learned when I was trying to paint some outdoor scenes like trees and hills. I would take a picture and then I would make a grid on my picture, and then I would take that and I would look at it and I would use each grid part, just like we're doing here, to paint it on my canvas. And you can actually do that if you take your parent's phone. You can actually go into settings and add the grid onto your camera. And so you just take a little screenshot with a camera and you can automatically have a little grid mark to copy. So you could try this, paint your favorite tree outside or anything like that. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, excellent. Okay, so we've done number 1, number 2. Let's do number 3 and 4 look a little easier. So we've done the hardest part, the big bow. Let's do the tails of this bow. What do you think this bow would be on?
I don't know. A present?
Maybe a present. I was thinking kind of like a horse's mane. Maybe it was like a show horse.
Maybe.
Or maybe it was like the dress of a ballerina. If Edgar Degas went to, those were some of his favorite things to draw, with ballerinas and horses. So maybe this was like a nice pretty bow on a ballerina or something. Could be. Okay, so let's keep going. Now these ones kind of go down and flare out all the way to the edge, down to the bottom. Yeah, that's great.
These ones are too skinny.
Oh yeah, you could just follow that one all the way up and then erase the skinnier line. Yeah, now take that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like what you did there.
Now let's do the fourth one.
Yep, now let's do the fourth one. Same thing as last time. That's great.
Mm.
We wanted to go out a little further. How's everyone doing? Yeah, just keep working on this. Then we're going to get to the coloring part in just a little bit. Good job, Jane. Oh, excellent. Yeah, that looks great.
Looks like this.
Show you mine. So there we go.
What?
Okay, so now let's take your black colored pencil and just trace everything that you just drew so that it stands out even brighter. I'm going to go ahead and use a Sharpie, more just so that you friends can see through the TV. But Jane's going to color with a black colored pencil. So let's all do that and just kind of fill in all your lines so that it stands out even more. Great. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so now put away our pencils. Let's get a scratch piece of paper out. Here, you use that one, it has more room. And your chalk and a little tissue. So here's what we're going to do. The technique we're going to use to try to color this in with any color of chalk that you might have. You're going to pick your colors, and this is a nice big bow. You could pick multiple colors. You could have maybe the wings of this bow be one color, maybe inside the bow here maybe inside the bow is a little darker, or you can do it all the same color, anything you want. But let's say you wanted a little pink. I'll show you really quick. So here's what we're going to do. On our scratch piece of paper, we need to make a lot of dust, and then we're going to take our finger around a tissue. So I'll show you on this screen over here. So if I want some pink, I'm going to take my pink chalk, and I'm just going to start rubbing back and forth. Not too hard, but not too soft, just kind of medium, and just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. See all that dust that I'm making, Jane?
Yeah.
So then I'm going to take my tissue, kind of wrap it around your finger a little bit, and just kind of lightly pick up as much dust as you can, like this. And then
We did this before kindergarten.
we have, and then
Color and
you just kind of rub it
snowman.
on the spot. So I wanted a pink knot in the middle of my bow. See that?
Some dust.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if dust comes off, you can just blow it away. So let's work on that. Any colors that you want to use, and just keep going back and just lightly pick up some dust,
Let's see.
put it on your bow, and if you need, you can just move your tissue to get a nice clean spot. You can change different colors and all that. Yeah, so just back and forth, getting some dust up there. Let's see. I think my bow's going to be blue and pink.
Mine bow's going to be pink and purple.
Nice.
The the loops are going to be purple and the rest of it is going to be pink. Well, oh, and the knot is going to be blue.
Yeah, and whenever you need more dust, just make some more. Oh yeah, that looks like enough dust.
It's not really showing up.
Oh yeah, that is. It's the light in here is not the greatest. And yeah, you might just need to get a little extra dust on there.
I don't think I can rub it that fast.
That's okay. Yeah, you go nice and slow. Just nice and slow. You might want to double up your tissue so that you don't rip it as easily. So like double it up and then put your finger on it, or even triple it up and put your finger on it like that. Now you got a nice thick space that won't break. And here, a trick, if you have a spot that you want to be a little extra dark, that this dusting feels like it's not working, use the side of your chalk and just kind of lightly color it right on your page, just with the side of your chalk, and then take your tissue and rub that out, and you'll get pretty much the same effect. See? Now it still looks like I dusted it, but I just did it right on my board there. I'll show you over here. So here I kind of wanted a little darker on my tail, so I just did this with the side of my chalk. Then I took my tissue and just rubbed that.
They can't really see the color on there.
Right there. Oh yeah. Well, I'll show you up there in a little bit. All right, I need a little more.
Showing up.
No, that's great. You know, we're using a yellow piece of paper, so the chalk isn't showing up that much, but once it's all done, you'll step back and look at it, and it'll look really nice. This is, because we're imagining, we're like Degas making a quick little sketch, and so in a little sketchbook, you don't have time for a lot of detail. You just do a quick sketch, maybe with just a little bit of color, and that's it. So that's okay. That's kind of what we're going for. Not as colorful as using like paint and markers. So if it's just very lightly, that's actually exactly what we're going for.
The pink ball, part of my ball to be dark.
Nice. I have a little time. I'm going to actually pretend this bow is sitting on like a big pile of green grass, so I'm going to put some green in the background. Yeah, that's great, Jean.
I like being an artist.
Why do you like being an artist?
Because it's fun to do. Because it's fun to draw art.
Because it's fun. Yep. I think you're a great artist. So while Jane keeps going, I'm going to mount mine. So whenever you're all done, and you have it the way you want it to look, take your black construction paper, and you don't need very much glue at all, just very thin around the edges. Maybe a little line right in the middle. I'm just going to put very thin. Maybe a little cross down the middle. And then try to line it up when you're done, of course, so that you have a border that's pretty much the same, top, bottom, left, and right. Okay. And that's it. So Jane's going to keep working on hers. I'll show you mine from up here. So you see I put some blue and some pink, and I made a little green background, but yeah, on the yellow, and it doesn't have to be that bright. That's kind of what it's supposed to look like. So you just have a nice dusting of chalk. Looks like a nice little sketchbook there. Okay, well friends, that's about it for us today. Hope you're having a great time. Keep working on that art. Share that with your class. Jane's going to just finish up and mount hers as well on her black piece in just a little bit. And we'll see you next time. Hope you're having a fun time at school and keep doing that art. Do you know how they say goodbye in French?
No.
It's Edgar Degas, from France. They say au revoir. Can you say that?
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.